Hello and welcome. Today we're on the search for Preah Monti. It could be over here. It could be over there. I've lost all connectivity, so I can't use any satellite imaging. So it's just wandering. But this is the game, isn't it? This is the hunt, and the hunt is afoot. Let's see what we find. And we found him. I could see him peeking out. Can you see him? There he is. Right. Definitely a forgotten one. Let's go and introduce ourselves. Hello and welcome to Forgotten Temples of Cambodia. Today, Sven is not with us, our regular cameraman. We actually have a local guide who's been very kind to hold the camera. So thank you, Sven's much better replacement. And the reason I've jumped in front of the camera, I didn't intend to today, because we have two remarkable stories to tell you that the gentleman who's holding the camera has just told me. Now, the first relates to this, which is, I'm going to hop in to give you an idea. This is a bath, but not your normal bath. This is a magic bath. And if that isn't enough, it's a regal magic bath. This is for the king, I've been informed. And this gentleman does get trained in these things, so we must take his word for it. And what would happen is when he was ill at this particular temple, the king would come, this would be filled with water, he would lay in it, and they would put in leaves and other magical things and potions and medicine and all sorts to aid his recovery. And whilst he was submersed in this very tub, I mean, it's quite remarkable, I'm in the king's bath of this amazing empire, people would gather round the edges and they would chant and they would pray and so on. So I've been in a few baths in my time, but nothing like this. I'm so glad to have met this guy who to tell me this. So this, at this very spot, the king would have come and he would have been blessed and chanted. But there is more, and some of it is a bit sad. Let me hop out the king's bath. Right, we're out the king's bath. Because over here, at this very spot, if the cameraman could, if I move, he'll go with me. Yes, there he goes. There you go, just hold there for me, my friend. Thank you, Archon. At this very spot, unfortunately, there's an awful lot of tragedy as well. This is one of the spots where the Khmer Rouge would bring people and slaughter them. I don't think just kill is a strong enough word. They would literally slaughter men, women, and children at this very spot. And if I walk over, the cameraman will follow me, because in this very field right here, directly behind me, this is where they buried them. So a bit of a sad note. We have the ancient wonders and the tragedy of the modern era here in Cambodia. But let's not be too solemn. We're going to head on in and we're going to appreciate what it is the king and his wonderful people have left for us. So let's go and have a look at Preah Monti. It's quite remarkable, isn't it? Come with me, cameraman. He's doing very well, isn't he? He's so much better than Sven. Preah Monti is quite remarkable. I mean, we haven't actually met the temple yet, but already it's given us, well, the king's bath. I mean, I wasn't expecting that. So come on in, follow me, Mr. Cameraman. He's absolutely lovely. Say hello to the kids. Say hello. Come on, you two. Say hello. Say hello. 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 No, give me into the game. Ellen, say hello. There's always kids, isn't there? And this lad's got a big knife, strangely, so we won't argue with him. So with Preah Monti, come on in, cameraman. Here you come. He's doing very well. He's, the first thing that really strikes me, and it's not that there's the three prasads here that had a bigger importance than most of them we see. I mean, you could just imagine if the king's coming here to have a bath, and the only thing I could compare that with is someone like Henry VIII or one of the English kings, and when they travelled, they had an enormous entourage. I mean, their beds would go with them, their wardrobes, I mean, the big wooden beds with the four-poster jobbies, and their minstrels and their courtiers and their chefs and their food and everything. So you can imagine the enormous procession of the good and the great coming to this very spot to watch the king heal himself of his ills. I mean, wow. And here's the kids. There you go, doing their thing. Aren't they sweet? Here you go. Right, and here is number 2. And we've got something on the ground here as we go towards number 2. And it looks like the kids are building their own little temples, which is quite sweet. There we go. There you go. This is what they're doing. And here is the second temple. And it is rather dilapidated, as is so often the way. And we'll probably see exactly the same thing with number 3. And this is number 3. And as we can see here, it's being buttressed and it's being looked after. It's a bit ugly, but at least it's being looked after. So let's have a quick peek inside. We can only anticipate the same as we usually see. Yes, it's the same. The back wall is gone. Mr. Cameraman's going to go that round. You can go this way, sir. There you go. Very good. The back wall is gone, and there's not an awful lot there. There's a bit of a plinth left, which you can see in screen to the right there, and that's about it. So if we come this way, Mr. Cameraman, I'm just gently guiding him by the elbow. He's doing very well, isn't he? There's the kids following us around. There's one last thing I want to show you. And because this gentleman has been kind enough to actually hold the lens for me, this way a bit, sir, is I can give you the size of it. Really? Have a look at this. It's just huge. Look at the size of this piece of stone that had to be not only carved, but it is actually 2 separate. We have one piece here and a second here. But look at this. It's 7+ feet long. Now, carving it is one thing. Moving it is another. When the only power source you've got is the friendly elephant and basic ropes. Quite simply remarkable. And we see it again. If we come this way, Mr. Cameraman, he's cute as well, isn't he? There's more. There's another one here. Again, it's about 7 feet long. This is how deep it is, if I use my arm as a guide. And this is how wide it is. Again, a full arm's length. Now you think about us lifting up just a single bag of sand and how bloody, or bag of cement, and how unbelievably heavy that is. This starts to boggle the mind. We're not saying it's impossible, but my God, why make it so big? Again, it just illustrates that labour wasn't the issue. We've got plenty of labour, so we can do anything. And that is quite remarkable, isn't it? So here we stand in this glade, leaning on an incredible piece of engineering as I sign off with being in the King's Bath. Isn't that something special? That's a thought I'm definitely going to carry in my head tonight as I drift off to sleep, with happy memories of another lost temple in Cambodia that doesn't get many visitors, but we've been here now, and I'm sure if he could speak, he'd be grateful for that. Thank you very much for joining us. Any questions, comments or queries, please leave them in the comments section. Have a wonderful day.
Bye-bye. 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 Thật lắm. Yeah.